Tonight, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the San Francisco 49ers taking on Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks.
It is a part of the country that could definitely use the rain, but it's also going to make for a very wet track tonight here at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
This is DJ Reed returning. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Seattle's first go on offense forthcoming, and under center, of course, Russell Wilson.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And incomplete. He was trying to get it to Rashad Penny. And that'll make it third down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Throwing is Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their quarterback standing at 6'2" from Eastern Illinois. It's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now 2nd and 11 from the 32. A play fake from Mostert. Now Garoppolo. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
A gain of 10.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Garoppolo to his tight end Kittle for a Niner 1st down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the 1st quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on. And I like what you just said. 1st quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that...
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Everson Griffin. That is one he will remember. It's sack number 85 of his great career, moving him past Hall of Famer Howie Long on the all-time list. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Hooking up here with Trent Taylor. Garoppolo 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. These two rivals played 2 of the better games in the NFL a season ago. You remember Week 17, it was Dre Greenlaw stopping Jacob Hollister at the 1 to preserve a 26-21 49er win. And that wound up both winning them the NFC West and earning them the number 1 seed. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Oh, hit as he throws there. Incomplete.
Pass intended for number 82. Incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
2nd and 9 at the 24-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, he lets it fly for Lockett. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 49 yards.
For a quarterback, there's two sides to this coin. Either he had complete faith that his guy would go up and get the ball, or his throw was up for grabs. Which one do you think he'll tell the coach when he goes to the sidelines?
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a man who played collegiately here in the Golden State, Rashad Penny. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
That was well played there defensively. Two tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Behind the chains, 2nd and 13. Wilson now off the bootleg. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Bosa in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but it'll be 2nd down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. Again, Wilson. 4th down now as San Fran's defense was strong in coverage.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And his kick is indeed good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead.
49ers nothing.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
At their own 20-yard line.
The The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
3-0 after one on EA Sports.
Seahawks 3, 49ers nothing.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. On play action, now Garoppolo. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
They'll take over.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. But what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here on the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position after a turnover. I feel like I might have a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you, you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Second down at 6 now from the 42. From the shotgun, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And I think the ball's out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. You've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Here we go.
Now Garoppolo lost the football.
The pass. A fumble on the play.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. That's complete to his receiver, Ayuk. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
Third down and
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down.
incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Ball carrier.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're
under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
That's 3 sacks now. That's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Wilson of the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's third and long here. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Wilson to Metcalf that time. First down, Seattle.
Well, we can talk about it like it's just a basic route, but how about the timing on this one? Lined up on the right, runs a deep in route, and how about the throw? Right on the money. Bam! Puts it right in there and on his hands. Nice completion. Really good pickup.
Wilson with the give.
There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Wilson's pass.
Well, he'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to, but when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, Wilson. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. He's looking for another 4-sack game. That's how many he had. That's his 3rd.
And when I watch him rush the passer, the thing that always comes to mind for me is how well he uses his hands. The martial arts stuff that a lot of guys do in the offseason to work on those, paying dividends for him. He's getting home in a big way.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they?
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Here's Taylor. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Going for Hurd on the deep ball. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
They'll take over.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Wilson. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Jimmy Ward.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Wilson leaves this one with Penning. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken to the 23. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. He and his team, they have had a rough go of it here in this first half. Maybe time for him to put his foot down here in the second quarter.
Put his foot down and become a little more accurate throwing the football. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. He's trying to find a way to equal things out. And instead of it going to the opponents, get it to his own receivers and find the end zone.
Yeah, you mentioned those 2 picks. No touchdown passes yet either. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Intended for George Kittle. Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Garoppolo now. Open man is Ayuk, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. 30-24 was the final. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Jacksonville Jaguars. 21-15, the final score. And one more to highlight, a good one on Monday Night Football between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. in our game has been Russell Wilson, who was dynamic, as usual, in that first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. On the return, it's Taylor. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10. At their own 22-yard.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. So they trail by 3, and they just got 3 yards to start the third quarter.
At the 26-yard line.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Garoppolo looks to throw. Oh, they intercept Garoppolo for the 3rd time. Trey Flowers picks it, and they will take over at the 29-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Penny. Down to about the 22 here. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Again, it's Penny. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get the lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe they'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, Wilson, and he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his first, this from 41. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in.
Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10. at their own.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. Darrell Taylor, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Throwing now is Garoppolo. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation, and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Here's Garoppolo tossing quickly out wide. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
This time he's able to take it down to the 42. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Brandon Ayuk, the one he was looking for. And it's 2nd down.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Looking for Ayuk, and he's got him. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
Makes the score Seahawks 6, 49ers 3.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And this will come out to the 25 as Reed opts for the touchback. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. And this is, unfortunately for him, a montage he's probably not going to want to keep here for his files.
And I'm not so sure that he would describe it as a spotlight, although it is beating down on him pretty well, as is the rush. He's been hit, harassed, uncomfortable. It's been a really, really tough day for him.
Been sacked 6 times. See all that pressure coming from all angles. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down, Seattle.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He'll find Metcalf. And he's got this down to the 35. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down.
First down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun again to Penny. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
At the 12-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
A loss of 2 yards. And it's
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
The coverage unit out there thinking pass on 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Will Dissly.
Will Dissly, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And it's up and good to make the score 13-3. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score.
Michael Dixon.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. On the return, it's Taylor. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Complete.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Flush to his right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Trent Taylor there, and it's 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's 3rd down.
It's up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Here we go. 20. Here we go.
Garoppolo again. That's complete to Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the 49ers are back within a score.
They went 5 wide in that offensive set, and racing going 3 wide's a big deal. To go 5, how about the way that they finish things off?
Did you just fit a race car reference into the game?
Zoom, zoom. How about the way that you play? When you go 5 wide, that means you're going fast now.
Zoom, zoom indeed. And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13 to 10. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco.
To kick off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Here's Reed. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
On the return, the Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about what the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
1st down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. Penny, a 1st down carry. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Will Dissly, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
A loss of 8 yards. And it's fourth.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
At their own 23 yards.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
On the play.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. He's going up top for 10. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one good for 37 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of. And, in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of. Trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Still first down.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Garoppolo. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. A play fake from Mostert, now Garoppolo. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker.
And 8 yards.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Well, let's gaze our attention as the offense takes the field on Rashad Penny. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit. that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, then off they went.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll run it again with Penning. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Is 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Penning. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. It's a gain of 4, and that should just about seal the deal.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee. So the victory here for Seattle, and this one won't be remembered for many offensive fireworks, but they did enough to get the job done.
And that's why it's a team game, because sometimes you have to lean on one part of your team. And they leaned on their defense. In fact, they probably went over there and asked for some help. Like, guys, we just don't have it in this one. Can you hook us up? And they did in a big way. Said, no problem. Put it on our shoulders. We'll carry you home. And they did exactly that.
So for the Seahawks, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.